I saw that they had a Mount Rushmore of producers that also rap. As opposed to the rapper who also produces, because I know there's like Eminem raps, but he also is known to produce a track or two.
Right.
So
rapper first though.
But yeah, producer rappers, and
we just talked about Swiss Beats, you know.
But he didn't really rap.
He had a couple,
but it wasn't.
I'm just saying. He's a producer who raps.
Right.
I'm just saying.
So
I don't think he's on Mount Rushmore of the producer rappers, but
with that, the Mount Rushmore, I'll list them off in the order that it was there. Number 1 was Dre, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Number 2 was RZA.
Okay.
And I'm there with I'm with that.
I can see that. I mean, I'm not this isn't. I'm not a big RZA fan. I'm just not a big East Coast music fan to begin with. So
right.
Not to say that it doesn't deserve to be on there.
I like the Woo. The Woo's for the children.
I'm just not that familiar with it. Yeah, Woo is for the children.
So,
but I hear they're nothing to fuck with too.
They're not. They're not. You know. But no, I think it's warranted for him to be on there for sure.
Yeah.
And the next one is, I think, mandatory, and that's DJ Quick. Quick has to be on that list.
Yeah.
Because not only does this dude produce for a lot of stuff aside from his own, a lot of stuff. But the dude has solid rap albums.
Right.
So you can't not put Quick on the list. And you know, that there's an argument because of his catalog of rapping and producing that he could be number 1. I mean, there's an argument for that.
Potentially. Like, I definitely say he's a better...
Because don't get me wrong, Dre's probably top tier when it comes to producing.
Dre's a great producer, but I would say
he does rap. But
Quick's a better rapper than Dre.
If you line their rap... Now, Dre's rapped on a lot of classics for sure. But if you line the catalog up, I mean, Quick has albums upon albums upon albums. We're still waiting on Detox, man.
Yeah.
So, but no, I think Dre, RZA, and Quick is a great start. And the final one, which also makes sense, is Kanye.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that's a good list. I like that.
I can throw out a few that I agree with the list. I agree with it, and I feel like some of them could be swapped.
Right.
But I figured it'd be fun for us to, come up with some honorable mentions to that list because I think it's accurate. I think those 4 are pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, outside of RZA, and the only reason I won't say I don't agree with RZA, I'm just not as familiar with his catalog as I am with Dre and Quick and Kanye. So
a great honorable mention, in my opinion, is Jermaine Dupri.
Oh yeah, JD. Definitely.
JD had a lot of rap stuff going on.
Yeah,
he obviously produced for.
Production game was crazy. Amount of people. I mean, brought us Crisscross, brought us the Brat,
yeah,
you can't not mention JD.
I mean, he mixed R&B and rap too.
Yeah.
So Usher.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great one. I don't know. You got
JD's a good one.
I got a few off the top of the head, but I'll let you. We'll go back and forth.
Q-Tip.
Q-Tip, I agree with, and I think Q-Tip is slept on for his production.
Right. His production was very, I would say, under wraps. He kept it. I would say he kept his production low key.
He's got a very eclectic style. But it's dope. Very musical.
Yeah.
I mean, he did just produce LL's last album.
Right.
So,
he's up there. Yeah, but he's not as big.
He's not known as
of
much
a mention as a producer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, most people would know him for his rapper.
That's a great one. And I mean, honorable mention too. And you could argue that maybe not known for his rapping per se. But Timbaland, right? Timbaland is a fantastic producer.
Yeah.
But did rap. But I'm not going to...
Solid rap.
I'm not going to necessarily swap him in for the 4 that are on the Rushmore. I'm not going to necessarily swap him, but his honorable mention for sure. His production is top tier, period.
Yeah, definitely.
I think his rap, his style, it complemented tracks. But I don't know if it was the leader of the track.
Right.
But producer, hell yeah.
Yeah, can't knock that one.
You got another?
Yeah, Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Lil Jon, great producer. Rap, I mean, energetic rapper.
He was for me, he rapped, but I feel like he was more of the callback artist. He was the chanter. He would come up with those call and return type things, the what's and the, So, but no, that's honorable mention.
He did bring us some good music though. I mean, the work, and I think we brought this up before. The work he did with E40 on My Ghetto Report Card,
for sure. Sure.
I can't. How he managed to come up with those beats.
He pioneered the crunk movement,
and
the hyphy movement. he was right
in wild.
He was right in the mix of both, which is two different regions of the country.
Right. To be the sound of the South and the sound of the Bay.
Right.
Like, come on now. You can't knock that.
Production on point, for sure.
You can't knock that. Yeah.
So another one I'll throw out, a little old school, but probably kind of slept on too, KG.
From Naughty by Nature.
Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously rapped, right? Part of the group.
Right.
Produced for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. He's definitely.
I think KG definitely has to be at least honorably mentioned.
Great producer rapper.
If you're doing it like a top 10 or top 25, he's on the list.
Yeah.
For sure. I think a lot of his production is known once you're told, oh yeah, KG.
Oh yeah, he did that. Yeah,
yeah.
Then you'll hear it. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, you got any more?
I don't know if I wouldn't say he's more rapper than producer, but J. Cole.
Okay.
Because he has done some production.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's primary rapper
right.
Before producer. But I do feel like he deserves a mention.
I could and I think that kind of goes along the Eminem, where obviously Eminem's a rapper, but Eminem is not known for his production first.
Right.
He's known for his production because he does produce now.
Yeah.
He said he studied Dre. I mean, why wouldn't you, right?
Right.
But no, first. I put him on that line where he's rapper first and then producer.
Yeah.
So another one that comes to mind that maybe didn't rap as often per se.
Let's see if we're thinking of the same person.
But I'm gonna go with the dude who we mentioned has a watch, and that is Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla.
Dilla time.
Yeah.
So some good honorable mentions, I think. And I'm sure there's more. Feel free to drop the comments if anybody has it's producer first who also raps.
Right.
So but I think we definitely mentioned some solid ones. I think the Mount Rushmore is pretty accurate.
It's a good list. I can't really
fight it.
I can't really think of somebody else who tops those four gentlemen. You know? Like don't get me wrong, Timbaland's a great producer, but
agreed.
As far as rapper goes,
I think his vocal is more compliment because he, again, like Lil Wayne, he had a way of kind of complimenting the track.
Right.
I mean, I said Lil Wayne, Lil Jon. Lil Jon would compliment the track with the chants and the whats and the this, and it would definitely and Timbaland wasn't the same high energy, but he would compliment the track with those subtle vocals,
float on it.
Yeah, and he, skilled, talented, but.
Rap level,
definitely on the honorable mention list.
Yeah.
For sure. So,
that's a good list. So, Kanye, Quick, RZA, and Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it. I believe it. You guys agree? You guys think there should be somebody else?
Throw out some names
that gets knocked off of there. Again, like the only person I would remove is RZA, and that's only because.
But who'd you replace him with though?
Quick's already on there.
I mean, the closest, I think the next up would probably be JD, just because, again, when you're looking at catalog, huge production catalog.
JD or Lil Jon?
Has Robins.
Well, and I say Lil Jon. Okay, if we're gonna include production wise, I would say it was a toss up between JD and Lil Jon. Rapping wise, I would say that JD is a better rapper than Lil Jon.
Has the little edge.
So I'll put Lil Jon over. Put JD over Lil Jon.
Yeah, he's close. If there was 5 heads, yeah. So.
That's a solid list.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot more.
Throw us some comments. Who do you have as a replacement for the top 4 of Dre, Quick, RZA, and Ye, or throw out some more honorable mentions. I'm curious to see what people think.
Yeah, this list is a lot better than the Complex list that came out. That's for
sure.
It
is.
Yeah,
I'll go there.
Yeah,
I'll go there. So,
I mean, again, kudos to Complex for putting the list together, but
yeah,
you gotta.
Spread that love.
Something. It seemed like it was just all new school. Like they didn't have any. Now, speaking of new school, Travis Scott.
Okay.
As a producer rapper. But again, I feel like he's more rapper
first,
than producer.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple new heads out there.
Auto-tuner.
I don't knock it. I like it.
So
first time I heard Goosebumps, that's the song that turned me on to Travis Scott.
Every time.
Yeah. That's the one that turned me on to Travis Scott. That beat.
It's that beat. That's for me. For me, when that beat hit, I was like,
yeah. And then Kanye comes in on it. I mean, not Kanye.
I was expecting
Kendrick.
Yeah. No. Kanye was not on.
That's the remix, man. You ain't heard that one?
You got that one out of the car wash on cassette. Like, why is Travis Scott holding out cassettes?
I downloaded it off LimeWire. that unreleased Kanye.
That's why your computer stopped working.
Yeah, exactly why.
So, but yeah, man. I mean, that's solid. It's solid.
That's cool. I like that. That's a good one.
Can you reach that?